The original video is linked in the description down below. Enjoy. Alright then, so in this one what you're going to see is the police using a taser on a man, trying to stop him from coming in the house. All it's doing is holding the door and they use a taser and taser him. And you'll see why in a second, well, in the video. We'll get straight into it and I'll see what I can break down. I'll try not to interrupt the video too much, but let's get into it.
They've got one.
Alright, James, we've got the enforcer now. Alright, that's your last warning. And you're going to open the door, you talk like a knuckle, you're going to just put the door down, and you're going to cause damage.
Mate, you didn't even say you are. And what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? No, you can't. I'm not listening. No, I haven't. They're trying to put me on remand. Yeah?
Did you contact them?
No, I haven't.
The 24th of January.
Haven't contacted them.
Alright, listen, you're under arrest now, open the door. James, my name's Fraser, I'm a police officer, precinct on Creek in Brixton. Now that it's been explained to you, you're under arrest, can you please open the door? Now we've explained why we're here. James?
Okay, so they've turned around and said they wanted to talk to this person. Now they're saying he's under arrest and he needs to open the door. They're going to force entry. So they're probably going to use the Police and Criminals Evidence Act of 1984, Section 17, entry purposes for arrest. The funny thing about this is it goes on about warrants and then arrest of a person for an indictable offence. I don't know if what is up for is an indictable offence, but if it's not, they're not allowed to force entry. So let's see what happens.
Hang on, move back. What are you doing? You've got no warrant, mate.
James, stay there! Stay there! Do not move!
What are you doing?
Do not move!
Yeah. All right. Stop.
Stay where you are! Taser!
So what we've just seen there is excessive force. As you can see, he wasn't causing a threat to them, he was just holding the door. The misuse of a taser, where they've deployed the taser before announcing deploying the taser. This can go on forever. These officers are so unprofessional. And then they're going to start lying in a minute to try and cover their own ass. So, what do you think of this little bit? Let us know in the comments. This bit here is unacceptable in my eyes.
Stop. All right.
Stay where you are! Stop the movement! You're going to be tasered!
Listen, let me.
Again, do not get anywhere! Do not try anything stupid, mate! You understand?
Listen, let me.
Listen! Your taser is activated, mate! Any sudden movement, I'm going to reactivate
They
it! You
just
understand?
tasered me, Jen. Film it,
Get out
please.
the way!
They've got no warrant. There's
James,
no warrant.
Stand up! Move out the way! Move out the way! Do not move! You are activated on me. You understand?
Yeah.
So, in this situation, right, I know I said I wasn't going to interrupt too much, but I can't help it. This situation, you've got one officer screaming at him to not move. You've got another officer screaming at him to move. The one which is telling him not to move is the one in control of the taser, which has already tasered him once. unnecessarily. So what do? In my eyes, I would have stayed behind the door. I wouldn't have moved at all. If they wanted to get in, find another way in. I wouldn't have moved. The fact that they've already used a taser unnecessarily, I wouldn't have moved regardless if they're telling me to move or not move or both. I wouldn't have done anything. I would have just stayed where I was.
Move out of the way. What is behind the door? Can you move it for
Yeah,
me?
my object.
Move it for me.
Film everything.
Move
James.
it. Yeah, that's fine.
Where is
Move
the
object.
warrant? Where is
Move
the warrant?
the object.
I will, but where is the
You're
warrant?
under arrest.
Can I-
You need to arrest
Can
me.
I see the warrant, please?
Where is
There is
the
no
warrant?
warrant. You don't need
There's
a warrant.
no warrant.
Mr. Fella, move the object.
Why don't you need a warrant?
He's
Officer,
mixing him up, mate.
officer,
1844.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
1844. Move
Excuse
the
me.
other objects out of the way.
They didn't even
officer,
say who they are.
I did,
officer,
that was explained to you.
officer, why don't you need a warrant?
Move, James, stay there. Do
Yeah,
not
I'm not
move.
going.
Do not take this out of you.
You,
I'm gonna put another one.
you're telling him to move and you're telling him not to move. What should he
I told you not
do?
to take your taser from your body, mate. All right?
He's trying to move those.
Yeah, and what I want. I want him to move the
You
object.
can't
If you
move it.
comply,
You can't move it from
just
outside.
objects from behind the door. Get that thing out.
I can't move. My legs are dead, mate.
Move the objects.
I
from
can't
behind the door.
move,
Go
I've
and
just
sit
been
there.
tasered.
Go and
Move
sit
the
there.
objects
For me. Listen what I'm saying. Go and sit there so we can come in. Go and sit.
Who is he?
I told you.
down, sure,
Who are you?
So this absolute numpty of an officer which is in control of the taser, he is an absolute numpty. Don't move, don't pull that out, I will activate it again. Shouting all these orders at this guy who's just been tasered. You're telling him to help you gain entrance even though you've just used excessive force on this person. I wouldn't have moved at all, I wouldn't have helped him at all, I would have sat there and just laughed at him. He wants to use a taser unnecessarily and stuff like that. I would have just sat and laughed at him. I would have pulled him out right in front of him. Stuff you.
Yes.
Sit there. Sit on the stairs, mate. Sit on the stairs.
Officer, we're asking you for your name.
He, where is the warrant?
Landy from Brixton Police Station. We don't need the warrant. Just move it.
PC Landley.
2 seconds. You got to wait, madam. We got tasers.
PC
Say who?
Explain everything once we're inside, but we need to get inside.
No,
sit there, please.
PC Landley
You're
from
under,
Brixton.
no,
Where you are.
Sit there. You're under a duty of care.
Sit
You're
down.
under a duty of care. And
James,
you're
sit.
governed
We've been
by
trying
the
to
nine
talk to you.
principles.
Look what you've done to
No,
your
they didn't even say who they were.
Sit down.
Yeah,
There's
you
no-
did not identify
Where's the
yourself.
warrant?
Move it. James,
Where
move
is
it.
the warrant, Carl?
James,
You
this
need
is
the
a taser.
warrant.
He's been on your chest.
It's Patrick.
This is 50,000 volts.
It's
Just move out of the way.
Officer,
Move out
No,
of the way.
innocent.
Move out of the way.
He's going to shoot me.
officer,
Move
He's
out of
going
the
to
way.
shoot us.
James, is Patrick coming? Is
I
Patrick
don't
coming?
know.
Sit
Ring
down.
back.
Well, let's get through the door.
Let me go and sit on.
Whoever put a taser in this guy's hand is outrageous. This officer clearly cannot control his emotions. Look at how his up is down. He's asking him to help and then he's threatening to taser him again right in the chest. He shouldn't. How the hell did he get a taser? This is I hope he loses his taser after this. This is ridiculous. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't help him anymore. I just sat there and laughed at him. That's all they deserve.
What is signed with? Sit down for
Sit
me.
there, sit there,
Oh,
sit
my
there.
legs, mate.
Sit down.
Sit there.
I can't. My legs are hurting.
There's a huge wooden object behind the door. Do me a favour, pull that ladder up.
I
I
can't.
can't pull it.
My legs.
That one is on top of
Lady.
it. That one is on top of it, and
Yes,
that's heavy. I
I'm going to
can't.
move this up to the top of the
I
stairs.
can't lift it. It's heavy. I can't lift it.
Got me. Someone is going to have to move it.
But he's trying
I
to
don't want
move
to
it
cause
back.
any further damage to your
No,
door.
you're
He's
out
trying
of
to
Sit
control.
down. I'm not
He
helping out.
shot me and then he just threatened to kill me with
Because
another
you are
shot.
not complying.
He's
No,
trying
why?
to move it.
I haven't
not
swore.
trying to move it. He's trying to barricade the door. I'm
No,
asking him to move
You
the
haven't
objects
even
out.
said who you were.
I'm a police officer.
I don't
My
believe
name is
you.
Policing
In
and
what
Police
capacity?
sometimes.
Are you acting?
So, he's saying he's threatened to use a taser again because he's not complying. Your orders are all over the place. You're asking him to sit down, you're asking him to stand up, you're asking him to move out the way, you're asking him to move all this stuff, as well as telling him to stop and don't help and do all this stuff. How is he not complying? And plus, he's under no obligation to comply with your orders to get in his property at all. Is under no obligation to. You've already tasered him. It's down to you now to get in there and make sure he is not injured more than he should have been.
As a police officer,
Bromley,
or are you acting
hey,
again?
hey, Bromley,
Out the way.
Bromley police told us that there are police going around.
The way.
Bromley police told us that there are police going around impersonating police. We're asking you for your ID.
The police just shot me with a taser. And I'm at my front door. They're trying to break in.
You didn't show that though.
Please get
You
it.
did not show that when I keep asking you and asking you.
I'm doing that as a favour to you. Please move the stuff out of the way.
No, but Bromley
Please move the
police,
stuff out of the way.
I can't move it.
Otherwise,
It's
you're going to end up
heavy.
being
It's
arrested.
heavy.
Police officer.
It's heavy. I can't move it.
You haven't got a warrant. We don't even know.
So this police officer is now threatening this woman of obstructing a police officer, which is section 89, subsection 2 of the Police Act 1996, which is asking her to move the object so you can get in, right? So under that, let's go back to that. Let's go back to the offences thing in. It's basically a summary only offence carrying a maximum penalty of 1 month imprisonment and or a level 3 fine. A person obstructing a constable if he prevents him from carrying out his duty or makes it difficult for him to do so. But you're under no obligation to assist the police in their duty. I wouldn't assist these officers neither. They've already tasered a partner or friend or whoever it is. And I would claim I was scared to help just in case I got tasered for trying to help.
Who you are.
I cannot move that wooden thing from behind the door.
Let
We
him move
don't know
it.
who he is.
Let him move
Where's
it.
your warrant?
Yes, that we are.
No, protocol says you need a
Jimmy.
warrant. You need a warrant.
Jimmy, move it, move
Breaking
it,
the law.
move it, move
I
it.
can't, my legs, Jenny, they're hurting.
Right, we're gonna
Well,
have to
sit down there, sit down there
We're gonna break the wall,
then.
mate.
Sit down there.
Listen, if you don't help us.
Sit down.
Feel the Jen, feel.
Officer, what is he being arrested for?
Why did you shoot me with a taser?
Because we're trying to help you with the door.
Why?
Where's the
You put my
warrant?
safety in risk, man.
Where is the warrant?
You've been putting my safety in risk.
Why is he being arrested? Why is he being...
So this officer's claiming it was putting his safety at risk because he would try to hurt him with the door. You weren't even in front of the door, the other officer was. We know that because he held it open while you deployed the taser. And then, about 5 seconds later, you screamed taser, 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 which you should scream that before using the taser as a warning of the taser. Secondly, you couldn't have been hurt by the door because the door wasn't even open enough for you to get hurt by the door. He was holding the door shut. And if that's the route you want to go by, you better get your stories good enough for the body cam.
arrested?
We already told him.
Right, James, stay there.
Yeah, what's wrong? Wait.
No, you'll
Do not resist.
Do
Do
not
not resist.
For
Alright?
what?
Do not resist, fella.
For
Do
what?
not
Mate,
resist.
behind your back now.
Hands behind your back.
Can I put my socks on?
Yeah, we can help you.
Jenny,
We
what?
will help
Film
you.
it.
I
Alright?
explained to
We
you I
will
want
help
to
you.
deal with this like adults.
No, you didn't even
I did.
announce
Turn
themselves as police.
Listen, fella.
Turn
Where
around.
is the warrant?
She already told you. You were arrested
No.
for breach of court order, alright?
I haven't breached
Arrested for what?
anything.
Breach of court order.
When?
Is your name James, isn't it?
When?
When?
So this is quite hard to research because it's quite hard to find information like this as it's not readily available for people. But what I did find basically states there is no powers of entry under either S3 Bails Act or Section 7 of the Bails Act or S46A PACE, which covers the courts and police bails reciprocation. Under these circumstances, a warrant would or have to be obtained under Section 1 of the Magistrates Court Acts. via the usual short notice processes and stuff like that. It's quite hard to figure all this out. It took me hours to find all this information. I don't know if I put it in the best of ways, but that's my understanding of this so far.
December when?
It's a breach of quantum magistrate.
You've been contacting your 10 years old daughter.
No!
That's not what we know.
She hasn't even got a phone. She hasn't got a phone.
Alright. We got your information and then we've been saying here.
Yeah,
No.
You haven't contacted her.
Alright.
She hasn't
That's
got a
why you
phone.
explain to the courts, not to us. Alright?
She hasn't got a phone,
You've got to
sir.
explain to the court. We're going to look after you, right? We're going to look after you. Mate, you were the one who was pushing the ball on my foot. Alright?
Not Jenny, right?
Simple as.
They didn't even have a warrant.
Our brother, that 10-year-old brother is trying to contact her and he said she hasn't got a phone.
Yeah.
You see how heavy they are and you're telling me to move them?
Yes, it was.
I can't move them.
Well, that's his problem. He should have put it in the way.
Well, you're telling me to move them and telling me that I'm going to be under arrest for not moving them. I can't lift them.
Can you go back
Can you
to
help me? Right. What's your relationship with us?
It's what?
Shoes.
James.
Where's his shoes?
Can you get his shoes and socks for
I
us?
don't know. He's got his socks in his hand. I don't know where his
The
shoes
ones
is.
who are acting cranky.
Calm things
No,
down.
they haven't got a warrant.
James,
Where's the
James,
warrant?
I'm trying to explain to you. You're under arrest, okay, for breach of a court order.
When?
We do not need a warrant to do that, okay?
Jenny,
Court,
treat Zayna run
the
away.
court
on
has
the
given
3rd
you
of
court
March.
conditions which you are alleged to have breached.
When?
Therefore, we do not need a warrant to come in entry. It comes with a power of entry, okay? Which we have effected.
No.
So, as you heard, the stuff what was behind the door is heavy, and it's her fault because he put it there, so she could be liable for arrest for that, which is nonsense. The minute you go to gain entrance, it's up to you to gain entrance as quick, as swift as possible, regardless what's behind the door or what's not behind the door. Secondly, it's on about they don't need a warrant under powers of entry. We already established if he's under arrest for an indictable offence, you don't need a warrant. Apart from that, most of the power of entry, the only one which you don't actually need a warrant to entry is if, like I say, is under arrest for an indictable offence or life and limb. I don't believe any of this is in place. The most what can possibly happen is breach of a court order, which is a fine, maybe a month in prison, which would give him the indictable offence. But the likelihood of that happening is very small because they have to prove that he actually breached the court order.
No,
I've explained to you who I am. For the
Did he
benefit
say-
of the camera, I'm PC Moncrief from Brixton Police Station.
Yeah.
We're all from Brixton Police Station.
please?
PC Grant and PC Random.
From Brixton.
Yeah,
from
Brixton.
Listen,
Okay, let's go. Would you like to go get him some shoes and stuff like that?
I don't know where his shoes is. He's
Where
got
are
his
your
socks
shoes?
in his hand.
Upstairs.
Can you go and get your shoes for
I
me?
don't know where his shoes is. We don't live together. I don't know where his
we will
shoes
get
is.
She
you
works
everything.
at the school.
Listen.
Used to work at the school
James,
for 15 years.
James,
Jenny,
James,
Zayna
James, let's not delay the
Let's go do
process,
this,
right?
Zayna told
What
you.
date you said it was?
Pardon?
December when?
The dates of the offence.
Yeah.
Okay, so as explained, so it's alleged to have occurred between December 2020 and January 2021 on multiple occasions.
He didn't. She hasn't got the phone though.
That's what's been alleged. That's why we are here. Okay, that matter will get decided at court. We're not here to be the jury.
Because
We're
the
here to
older
bring him
sister, the
before a
older
court.
sister told me that she hasn't got a phone.
Okay, but we are here to bring him before a court, and
Told
the
you
court
that
can
we're going to
decide.
put the door down, and we did.
Mate,
And you tried to push that door
can I
against
just
me.
say, no, I
This is
didn't.
a waste of court's time.
You still was there, and you continue to try to stop me hurting me.
So many false
Listen,
police officers going around.
Arrest by
I
warrant.
don't even know if
I
they're
used
police
my
officers.
I used my taser to prevent harm to myself.
No, I don't
Yeah,
believe
Bromley
that.
police
I don't
told me not to let any police in because there's fake police going around.
Shoes, and I need-
Thank you.
No, I've only got one.
Perfectly
in
excellent.
another room.
What room, James?
And it's on the Bromley website as well.
Okay,
And you
I-
didn't identify yourselves.
I have identified myself multiple times.
No, you didn't.
Everything's recorded
Because
on
I
cameras,
kept
man.
asking. It's on mine as well.
So out of order.
I kept asking and nobody was said anything.
Jenny, can you tell Patrick?
I haven't got Patrick's number.
Thank you.
Have you you got an exhibit badge just for personal property?
So basically, now you're under arrest. This is where you stay silent and say nothing until the solicitor gets there. Really, every interaction you are with the police, you shouldn't say anything because everything will be used against you. It's as simple as that.
Officer, why haven't you got a mask on? Why haven't you got a
I
mask
didn't have the
on?
chance, did I? He wasn't quite valid. I can put in that one for you. man.
Is that what you're going to tell COVID? You haven't got a chance. You're coming in somebody's house. You don't know if somebody...
was not visible.
The lady downstairs got COVID. And you coming in without a mask.
It wasn't reasonable at the time, so...
No, you should have put it on from outside. The lady downstairs got COVID.
Because basically misused his public office to facilitate a private vendetta. That's what I'm getting from it.
You need to go into it, right? And you need to go into with the courts. It's nothing to do with the police.
Well, you lot are just playing games. Because you know the truck, there is. Because my daughters were both beaten up and they had told the police officer, Burley, that they'd been beaten. Dr. John Noel was not arrested.
We are not here to deal with that matter. We're not here to deal with that
No,
matter.
but you're being misused.
Okay,
Public
you
office
can explain that at court. If I'm being misused,
Yeah, you
then
are.
unfortunately,
You got his phone. You can see if there's any contact on it.
that is the reality of the situation. Okay. However, James, there are right ways and there are wrong ways to handle the situation on yourself. Okay, barricading the door is not correct.
It is correct. It is
What
door.
he done was wrong.
Alright, let's go.
No, my shoes aren't on and I need a coat and a jumper.
Okay, where's your coat and your
You
jumper?
can put it on top.
Go as far as you've got in. Try and bring it
Can you
in.
undo the shoes and then I can actually put them in? Oh my God, do you know what? Right?
It seems like you've damaged your lady downstairs door as well.
Well, we haven't damaged her door because we haven't been near her door.
Jenny,
Her door is right there.
keep filming.
We haven't damaged her door. We haven't made entry into her house.
Yeah, when
So-
you come back with that thing, you have to...
No.
This is unbelievable.
How can you say that when you didn't see me on the other side of the door?
I saw you when I came down there.
Oh, so you saw me swinging the enforcer
Yeah.
through a closed door?
No,
So that- so what you're saying is that
before
you
you
saw me
tasered
before we
him,
entered.
before you tasered him, I saw that thing came in.
I did not damage the other woman's door. I've damaged this door. Okay, let's go see if that door
No, not
makes...
even damaged thing then.
No, I'm telling you, you're so
Let's
wrong.
go see how damaged the door is.
They said it didn't damage her door, but he's gonna go and double check to make sure he didn't damage her door. Well, you sounded pretty confident you didn't damage her door, but you must have done something because she come out and you told her to go away.
You're a really good person.
No one's saying not to.
Yeah, so why are you acting?
It would be easier for you to just come and talk to us then, wouldn't it?
Mate,
No, but you said you were going to arrest
We
him.
don't need a warrant to talk to you, do we?
Of course you do. It's the law. It is the law, isn't it, Jen?
Yeah?
There's no warrant.
So the door still locks, which is good. Okay, obviously you will need to sort out any repairs that you feel necessary.
The last time they break it down...
We haven't broken it down, the door still locks.
No, the last time when they broke it down,
Yeah.
when we come, we couldn't get in.
So they had to force entry the last time as well?
Yes.
Okay, so there's...
Because they had the warrant outside, but they didn't push it under the door. We kept asking, can you put it under the
As I
door?
explained, for a matter like this, we don't need a court-issued warrant. Okay, the power of arrest comes from us as the police
No, I
officers,
need to take...
and power of entry.
Even if the other person is telling a lie.
That's not. We're not here to be judge jury. Okay?
But you are. You're
We're not
on
being
their
judge and
side
jury.
at the moment.
No. We're here to investigate the matter.
They should have investigated.
An allegation has been made where we have deemed that he has breached a court order. We have to bring him before a court for a court to decide about that matter.
She hasn't even got a phone though. So how are they going to show that he's called her? She hasn't got a phone.
That will be for the officers dealing with this to
Do whatever you need
Yeah,
to.
the
sort out.
church from there.
So as you heard, it doesn't need evidence, it just needs an allegation, then they'll come and kick in your door if somebody has got an allegation against you and they deem you have done something without evidence. Like you just said, it's not up to them to investigate, they're just being sent out. So even if the investigation is wrong and the other person's lied, who's liable?
the fact that they've asked us to come here. I would
We can't put a jumper on.
suggest that they have evidence.
The last
of that.
time the guy hold our sister down with the neck, she was the one
Jenny, this
that
is-
told the brother about it.
Jenny, tell them that
Shut
you
up.
run away and come in.
It doesn't change the matter. Unfortunately, the only thing that we can do now is go to the court and allow the courts to decide.
Well, no, it's up to them.
Exactly.
Which one? Tell them that we'll get it for you.
We'll roll up, please.
What else?
Not too much else, because I don't think my colleague can carry much more.
That's it. Let's go.
That's it.
You've got everything you need. Let's
You
go.
got my roll up.
We don't have a chance to do anything. You just got up.
You got a wallet or anything like that?
Did you get your space?
Yes, it's all done.
Jenny,
It's done.
Jenny, can I write her number down, please?
Where's your Mars?
Give me your number. Give me
I'll
your
take her number and we can
No, I
have to
need
you
it
in
written
custody.
down, please.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Where is his mask? Don't
We'll
you
We'll
need
give
a
him a
mask?
mask.
Just wait.
We'll give him a mask.
Huh?
What's your telephone number? Okay, we'll sort that out. If you've got the phone, we'll take the phone to custody.
my
I
friend's
need
coming.
Patrick's number.
Patrick's
Yeah,
number.
his advocate.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
He has
You're
somebody
going
over
in
this-
an independent public inquiry.
Over this
That's fine, it's
case.
your right to do that.
No, I know, and it's going to be released to the general public with this video footage.
That's fine, miss. Let's make it flash to us.
Jenny,
Let's deal with the offence.
Can you
Jenny,
write that down for
can
me,
you
sir,
tell
please?
them, please?
Well, I thought you needed it.
Patrick number, yeah.
Patrick Church. Right, Jenny, can you tell them that
07
Zane has been running away and coming here?
956.
They don't care.
But she has
1, 2,
run away
4.
and come
No,
here.
nobody cares that she
8.
keep running
My
away.
daughter.
All right, but then you've got to explain to them, isn't it? That's why we want to talk to
Okay.
you. But
Give me
you make
Patrick's
this
number.
a
Have you got
lot
something
bigger
I can write
than
it down? I'm not
Don't-
giving you my
don't
book.
twist the story.
You can just rip a bit of the back.
I'm not ripping it out. That would be against
Jenny,
police
when you
regulations
get
to remove
Jenny.
paperwork from an official document.
What's that? Jenny,
She's asking me to remove paperwork from
Desmond,
document.
Can I have a piece of paper, please? A piece
What
of
do you
paper.
need?
Quick.
Just a piece of paper.
grab it here
oh,
from
she
me.
wants the number for herself.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
listen.
don't worry.
Right, so I'm going to be remanded till Monday
Oh, we
morning.
haven't
Is that
said
what
We're
you're
that.
saying?
not investigating, mate.
So
All right?
it's such a liberty, Jen.
Yeah, because they don't. Oh, it's all right. See, disturbing even my
Unbelievable.
daughter.
got beaten up
Yeah.
and strangled,
Well, let's
yeah,
put that on
and
bad
this is
word
how they
choices
treat
The
then.
them.
last time she had to get medical help for the.
Jenny, sorry about this. I'm really, really sorry, yeah? All I can say is that Lyle beat up Zaina
Right, should we go?
and Trinity, yeah? And this is how I get treated as a good father. My daughter gets
Let's
beaten
go.
up.
Let's
right?
go.
James, we've got to go.
You lot are outrageous.
Let's get this done.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is 12 numbers.
So, in my opinion, in this one, these officers used excessive force when they tasered a man, not even showing a threat to them. That's a bit excessive in my eyes. They misused the taser because they were supposed to announce deploying the taser before deploying the taser, and they deployed the taser, and about 5 seconds after they announced it. They threatened to arrest a woman for obstructing police officers for not assisting the police. You're under no obligation to assist the police. And the fact that they've done all this on an allegation without them actually seeing any proof, which puts them liable for excessive force, being sued, all because they're just following orders. But let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this interaction. As always, like the video, it does open YouTube's algorithm, and I'll catch you on the next one.